titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
You fucking mark!
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
That's right, Max Dupree. It's me, Dr. Huge, along with King Reezy, the Sleaze, and Danny Damage, all in the house. Look at this faction, folks. One of the greatest factions in wrestling. Welcome to all of you showing up. Shout out to Jeffrey Cross out here, one of the GOAT subscribers in the Dr. Huge Hall of Fame in the Huge-inverse. Shout out to everybody viewing. Don't forget to retweet this because we're mostly on X at the moment. You know, most of the viewers. We would like you to get to YouTube, subscribe there, so I don't have to make another channel, and that would be totally awesome. So do all that, hit the buttons. You know what to do, folks. And we got a lot of notes. We got a lot of news. Analysts, journalists, experts coming at you. Get ready for it. I mean, let's just start right off with this. Just a random note. We were kind of talking about this backstage. But Paige, she's all upset again. The Paige leaks part two, Folie, do. And it's not as bad as the first ones. I mean, the first ones had like semen on the wrestling belts, and you know all the rest. I'm sure everybody knows. But that was different. And this one has to do with Patreon mostly. So you guys all know what Patreon is as well, I'm sure. But people in our $100 tier, guys. $100. What? Pro wrestlers have $100 tiers? What kind of pictures is she sending around? That's what I want to know, first of all. But she's not going to have that $100 tier anymore because somebody online, many people, maybe many people, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I'm so jacked up on coffee. This is like my third cup. Just to finish this story, long story short, somebody's leaking her $100 tier. So now she's making everything $10. So all you little weirdo marks that, you know, go on pro wrestling Patreons, it's only $10 now. And she's like, it's all going to be out there anyway. So any hot takes on this, guys?
Isn't it already out there for free now? Isn't that what you're saying?
Right.
So why does she need to charge $10? How do people still not get how the internet fucking works? It's silly.
God.
I mean, I do feel bad for the girl because she's just had like shit luck after, you know, not even just luck. It could just be like the people she chooses. She does seem to get involved with less than favourable people. Like, I don't know everything about it. And obviously, we only know what you see on the outside. But she keeps getting into these sort of things, and I don't think she's going to learn a lesson. Some people can't be famous, and they can't keep their head straight once they get famous. And I think this is those times.
Yep. Paige, $10, really? I think she even said so herself in the quote that I saw online, if it's a real quote. She was like, yeah, I mean, it's going to be out there anyway, so I'm only going to charge $10 now. And same thing, like logically, you just go, wait, so it's out there anyway, you just said. Why would I give you any money for this, you know?
Exactly. You could just Google it. Like, why pay $10 under Patreon?
It's got to be nudie pics, right?
Yeah, but if they're already out there...
I mean, do you really need any of this stuff with
From
AI? With AI now, I mean, we can make our own. Whoever we want.
She had videos of herself doing everything the other year. So, but yeah, nobody needs any of this.
Yeah,
stuff. I mean, she hasn't got more attractive in the last few years.
I mean, if
The
this was
stress-
10 years ago when she was putting out all that other shit, then maybe, but she's nothing
poor
now.
Paige. Well, I hope your Patreon does well, Paige. You know, the $100 tier, that's something. You know, I have to look into that. Maybe we'll get back on Patreon and do a $100 tier. We'll figure out something.
Yeah.
You know? I'm sure the Slee's got some booty pics or King
Oh,
Greasy
definitely.
there.
Yeah.
And show some people out there.
I'll back that shit up.
And then, of course, we've talked about this a few times, but WWE is not getting back into the edgy content. And from the words of Triple H, he's like, why do we need to do that? You know, we don't have no reason to. And to me, that's like, why do a better show? There's no reason to do a better show. Everybody likes what we're doing now. It's like, no, you're always supposed to try to do better stuff. And if edgy stuff is in there, which will make it better for many fans, obviously, then do that. Don't just go, well, we're doing great, so let's just post.
No, they said they're not going to like censor crowd chants and all that stuff. I think I said it last week. I just think we have to wait. I think it is going to be edgier and all that. I think they're going to wait to see what their ratings are, or whatever that demographic is, and then go from there. Pivot.
Yeah. I mean, Netflix, I think they're really getting it, and I probably should put some money into that stock because they're sticking around. Remember, there was a point in time we thought Netflix was going to like go away.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it's because it's all about the live stuff, man. Just like this. It's about the lives. If you're doing things live on a streaming platform, it's way better. You're going to get more people having to subscribe so you can watch football and wrestling and the Tom Brady roast and the Jake Paul bullshit and all that stuff. So good job, Netflix. You're actually thinking, keeping up with the Joneses and times, unlike the music business like 20 years ago. But
yeah, I think CM Punk made a comment a couple of months ago about what to expect or what not to expect on Netflix, and I think like we have said, just give it time. I don't think letting everybody expect the AEW style of shit and flipping the bird every 2 minutes, and I think if people expect that, they might tune out if it's overdone. But by giving like lower expectations about how naughty like the content's going to be, it might, yeah, like you say, they'll just test the water, just put out the odd shit here and there, and maybe just have like once in like 3 or 4 months, someone just tell to go fuck themselves or something and see how it reacts, and then go with it. But yeah, I don't think they're going to shy away from it. They're just saying, yeah, from day one, we're not going to go mad and just, it's not going to be like the Jerry Springer show from the first minute on Netflix. So yeah, give it time.
Yeah, they're not going to be like Attitude Era shit. I mean, don't expect that.
yeah.
But at least not all the time.
No baby oil matches. I mean, come on.
Kiss my ass.
That's what I would. It's crazy to me how hot these chicks are these days. I'm going to bring it up every time. Listen, I'm the Howard Stern of this shit. Listen, I still like ladies. And if that offends people, you know, I don't know what to tell you, you know. But, man, they are stupid hot and they can wrestle now, which is like, wow. I mean, back in the day, you only had like maybe 2 or 3 women that could wrestle that were like good looking. And one of them was Ivory, and she would cover herself up like she was an old lady.
Right to censor.
Yeah. Don't go to sleep on us, Reezy. You still with us?
I'm still with you, man.
Did that
I'm
page
still
story
with
upset you?
No.
Research time.
Yeah. I brought that story up, and he was like, oh, shit. It's like a fucking page on the side. Everybody's going to find out now. Yeah. Me too, by the way. So, hashtag me too. So, yep. No more edgy stuff, possibly, or maybe, you know. I'm thinking it's going to do the Howard Stern thing again, keep referencing him, because when he went to Sirius from terrestrial radio, it was like everybody was expecting him to just come out the gates, you know, F-bomb and everything, and just being as crazy as possible. And it was actually the opposite, because they was so aware that that's what everybody was thinking, that he was always like, stop swearing and stop doing that. And then 2 weeks into it, then, you know, the mask came off and they just went all porn stars and everything else. So I expect that with the WWE too. I think at first it's not going to be like, oh, over the top or anything, but within a month, I think that stuff will start popping up because they'll be like, oh, okay, now we got this out of the way. Everybody thinks it's still PG, and then we'll go from there. But all right, we got Saturday night main event tonight. Whole bunch of legends: Hulk Hogan, Greg the Hammer, Coco Beware going to be there. I heard Ted DiBiase was going to show up, but he can't now.
Oh, jeez.
What do you guys think about this show, about the legends, about the retroness of it? Is it necessary? Should it be on another streaming platform? Like, what is this? But I like it.
I like the retro thing. I can't wait to see how they set up everything and the lighting, and because they were saying it's not going to be all the glitz and glamour that you see every week. So that'll be cool.
Reezy, who are you looking forward to tonight? You watching?
I'm looking forward for tonight. I'm looking forward for tonight. I think the match card is. I like the match card. I just hopefully, I don't think they'll mess it up, but hopefully they don't do anything dumb because I like the match card.
Yeah. What's the match you're looking forward to the most?
Probably the women's U.S. title match.
Really? Yeah.
I think them crowning the first women's U.S. champ. That's gonna go down in their history books. Kevin Owens and Cody. That should be nice.
Ugh.
But as far as Kevin Owens go, hopefully he shows us something different because as of late he has not been interesting to me.
He's been hanging out in his car being a Karen Owens.
It's been like unnecessary segments with him.
It's
Like
dragged.
just dragging it out. Like get to the point.
He's in there with his phone. You guys come out here. I don't want to go in there.
Ugh.
And producers are like, come on, Kevin, get out of the car. You got to go talk to Cody Rhodes in the ring. I don't want to. And then,
like he's like a child. Like he's been having his gimmick like a toddler.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, can he act like a grown ass man for once?
he's tantruming, you know?
Right.
And
like, talk like a real human being, like a real adult.
Stop being a bitch. That's
Exactly.
what we're saying.
You fooled Cody Rhodes, though, last night. He shot a promo in the drive-thru of a Burger King and like hours before. Then he showed that video because you know how he always goes to the production truck, those monkeys out there, he says, play it, monkeys. And then fucking he comes out to the ring and attacks Cody Rhodes when he's not looking. So good plan, KO. I like this.
Oh, yeah.
Bad guy KO is way better than good guy, so keep it up.
Yeah.
What is
Just
this?
needs to be more of a bad guy, not a cat.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the history of KO, technically he's a piece of crap of a human being.
Oh yeah.
He's
oh, yeah.
turned on all his friends. I mean, turned on. So why is this guy why do you have this guy presenting himself as a child that cries and whines and talks like he's like a non-adult? It's getting to the point where it's like, let this guy talk like a grown, because I know he doesn't talk like that in real life. So have him talk like a grown ass man.
I feel
Have him
after he
present
gets
himself as that.
I feel after he gets beat tonight too, it's just going to get worse. Like he's
Yeah,
just going to bitch even more and get more annoying.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Owens, what are we going to do with you, bro? You know, I told you last week, he was super red hot when he came up from NXT, took on the John Cena, did that whole thing. And ever since, it's really been a struggle to make him. They force him into being a top guy. That's how it feels to me. Same with Sami Zayn. But Sami Zayn is just like, the bloodline stuff is amazing. When he's not with the bloodline, it's the same thing. He's Kevin Owens to me.
Yeah.
I think Owens can hold his own a little better than Zayn, but yeah,
A little bit,
point still stands. Zayn's been away a few times. I don't recall much time off Owens has had, or at least lately. It just seems like it's been relentless. It's him bitching and moaning can sort of like be entertaining if he's like getting his comeuppance, but when he's been portrayed as a face and it seems to go on forever. It needs to go away for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
And what do you think
Yeah.
about this? Orton comes out and helps Owens. That's Jeffrey Cross.
That wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense. I mean, are you gonna help a guy who just beat you up in the parking lot? Right. Yeah, I mean, make it make sense.
Yeah, and WWE makes sense at this point. So maybe if
I
Vince
mean,
was
do
still
they
around,
ever make sense? Do they ever make sense?
well, lately they've been making
Lately.
more sense. I mean, the Vince days that had, I told you they would cut our storyline off right in the middle of it, and the story sucked. So you wouldn't. It's just like it was weird. They were writing shows like right as the show was starting. They were still writing it. Really? That's just, to me, that's just laziness.
No, if Vince was still here, then Orton would come out, and it'd be like, "Haha, we tricked you."
Yeah,
And it
or a
would make
triple
no
threat
sense.
or something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
it's just tonight. I'm kind of looking at that match, the main event match. I'm not really. I don't care if Kevin Owens wins. I'm gonna be like disgusted by that. Cody retains the title. I'm just gonna be like meh. So I really don't care about this title at the moment because Cody and all the people that are involved in this. You know, I want more. Give me the bloodline stuff. Should get them back in there. I know they're keeping them away from the titles at the moment, getting them in mid-card deals and all this, but yeah, that main title is getting really stale on Cody Rhodes. And again, that's why it pissed me off when he beat Gunther in Saudi Arabia, because now that's, you know, Cody and that belt, of course, are at the tippity top, and Gunther's down here and fighting with the Judgment Day, who aren't looked at as a threat to most people. So
Not at all.
what else is happening tonight? Yep, Sammy versus Drew. Of course, Drew McIntyre's got to win this. He's coming back. He's got to look strong. Sami Zayn, you know.
Well, he just had that interview where he got pissed off and walked off, so he's pretty hot right now.
Yep. One of the best heels in the business the past couple of years.
Definitely.
And I had some quotes from him too. I didn't actually write them down, but he's doing a great job. He's acting like he's the wrestler outside the ring, which a lot of people these days, the wrestlers that they have, you know, they tell you their first name and their social security and everything online. It's like, I don't want to know. I don't need to know all this. Like, be Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, they're giving birthday cakes to each other in the back. Like,
Oh, I hate that. That was the shits. That was
cringe.
awful.
Yep.
And she came out to a War Games match
Right.
with a birthday hat on.
It's the shits.
Yes, poor.
That
See,
is-
sometimes they do stuff wrong, and that's one of them. They
That's
shouldn't
true.
have allowed that shit.
That's true. They are still doing things wrong. They still botch it up, you know. That LA Knight one from what was it, Bad Blood pay-per-view, or maybe Saudi Arabia, where he went to jump on the ropes. He does that whole you know, flat-footed jump to the top rope, and he like hits that thing like 50%, which is not a good average when you're doing a wrestling move.
Yeah, stop doing that.
He totally whiffed on with the right leg and just like crotched himself, and that was one of the best. Great moment. Now I call that's like a WrestleMania moment right there, when you crotched yourself in the middle of a match. Oh.
First time I do that in the ring, I'm stopping that move. Like, I'm not going to do it. Common sense.
Honestly, it might be more like
He's not
25%.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
He's not younger, and that's not me taking the piss out of him. So, how old is he now? He's like mid-30s. So as soon as he comes down that peak, he's not going to be able to get... Is he? Right, well, there you go. So as soon as you start to slip with something that high risk, well, it could be a lot worse, but you still don't want to fall off from that height. Right, you should just stop doing it. Or at least bust it out
You gotta
at
break...
the big shows. Not every week on bloody SmackDown.
Right.
Because you're just going to break your neck or break someone else's neck for nothing, or for very little at least.
Or mash your testicles on the ropes.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
This flip-floppy shit only has a certain amount of shelf life. You know what I mean? Like, after a while, you got to bring your shit to the mat, because you're going to fuck up like that.
I'll tell you one thing with the flipping stuff, it totally fits the ladies, and having gymnasts in pro wrestling makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
They make it look good. It's feminine. You know, like guys aren't supposed to be doing all these flips in the middle of a fight. Like that's stupid. But women doing it, I'll accept that, you know.
AEW does it every single week. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
And they're killing it.
Yep.
Oh god.
I mean, they got 500,000 people watching their shows.
Look at this. We have a bot.
Yeah.
Is this my first bot? I think it might be. Hashtag Drew McIntyre. Shout out that WWE's here again, folks. See? Following Dr. Huge all over the internet. Stop stalking me, WWE. And you with your bots. Yep. Look at that. Look who's with us. Jesse Ventura from The Running Man. He was a champion back in the day. See? Why would he have that belt?
Every time I'm on X and I see him post, I hear his voice. Every time I see him, I hear his voice. So
I'm
I
a
can't
Navy
wait.
SEAL. I'm a governor. I'm a mayor. I'm a fighter. I'm a heck of a marbles player. Just goes on and on with that. But I'm sure he still got the chops. Watch. He'll come on tonight. He'll be on fire and all this stuff. He's not, he's not worried about anything. This Jesse Ventura.
Oh no, he's still got it, and he's like 105. So.
Yep. And I heard he's gonna do a whole discussion about 9/11 right in the middle of Saturday Night Main Event. Yeah. As Cody Rhodes is coming out, he's gonna go, you know what? Those colors remind me of a flag of a country that was attacked 20 years ago that nobody told the truth about, blah, blah, blah. And then then they'll go right off the air.
I want him to come out. I don't want him to come out looking like homeless, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
I want him with fringes and headbands and whatever the fuck he used to wear.
They have to do it.
They have
They'll
to.
do it. Yeah. Because we don't need him coming out like the Crypt Keeper. That's what he looked like when they showed him the other night. I was like, God damn. I'm like, they dug him up and brought him to the arena.
Scaring the shit out of all the kids in the front row.
Like, that's evil. Get well, Jesse. Anyway, so Chelsea is taking on Michin. Chelsea's obviously winning the U.S. title. I mean, are they really going to put it on Yoko Ono's sister here? I don't think so.
I don't know. They've been pushing her.
Yeah. Are you a fan of her, Reezy? Yoko Ono there? Her sister, Michin? Broke up the New Day.
I like Michin. I just think that, she's a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
That's all. But I like Michin. I did have her runner up for the U.S. title. I think, she should be at least one of the people that should be a top contender for it. But she's a small fish in a big pond. But she's good. She's not bad.
Yeah, because she's a big fish in a small pond as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we could flip it right around and make it look good. Like,
or she's a medium fish in a medium pond. You know what I mean? Like
that fits as well.
Right.
So it's not bad. She's okay. She's just no Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green deserves the mid-card title.
Chelsea Green needs to win.
She's the mid-card women's champ. Like we already with the luchador mask running out there. You ever see her run around? She's got like that girl body too. So she runs like this. And when she was running to the ring like this, like with the lucha mask, it was the best. It was like one of the funniest things of the past year. That was this year, right? I think so. There's so much wrestling. I can't even keep the years straight anymore because I've been around for like 300 years at this point.
Jesus.
Yep. Hashtag Chelsea Green. There you go. Thank you. Somebody else get in the chat and fight this bot for me, please. Punch it in the face. Right in the face. I know you're here, Jeff.
What if it's somebody that supports the show, Doctor? Could be. I don't know.
Then slap them in the
Well, if they support the show, they should say something there. Instead of putting the hashtag. If they were smart.
And Liv and EO are taking each other on. You know, one of my favorites, EO Sky. She does it all. She's the genius of the splits. And I love her for that. I love her
She's the
for her
best
flips.
spot monkey on the women's roster.
Yeah, she is. Yep. It's super over with everybody. The trash can, the whole deal. But is she gonna beat Liv Morgan? I say no.
No, absolutely not. Liv is so on fire right now. They're not taking that away from her.
Yep. The only problem I have with Liv Morgan at this point is she does this face with the chin. She's always like this. And I don't like, if you're good looking, why would you do this? You know? So stop making that chin all bulge out like that, or the second chin, and I'll like you better. You with your double chin face, and what's her name? Toni Storm with all her goofy faces. No. Get out of here. No yeet to all of it.
No yeet.
No.
Whose brilliant idea was to bring Tony back out like that? Was it, what do you think? It was Tony Khan again?
Probably.
That's a stupid idea. A stupid idea.
Would you have kept the timeless character instead of this tone coming back to... she's stealing my gimmick, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I if they're going to take that timeless shit away, just do something else. Why revert back to something that is irrelevant right now? It's been done.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot to say about that.
It's not like people were saying, like, oh, bring back that gimmick. It was like out of nowhere where she came out and started doing stupid shit with her face.
Oh, God.
Tell them.
I'll tell you guys this, and this has to be the dumbest decision. This is in the history books. Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm, was so over with that company. It was keeping you in business. It was tickets. She was the star of that company. I get you. She left TV for a while. You wanted to bring her back with a new gimmick, but you could have at least built up to it with a story. You could have made it make sense. So why she's becoming this character again? But instead, you didn't do any real vignettes to explain this. She just comes back as a gimmick that isn't just relevant, that's not relevant anymore, but a gimmick that was done in the WWE that didn't get over there. And that nobody asked for.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for it. People know her as timeless Toni Storm. If you were going to do this, you should have built up to it with a story and explained why. There is no reason this should be happening. And honestly, it's very possible this could hurt Toni Storm. And if this hurts, oh yeah. And what this is going to do is, if this hurts Toni Storm, this is on the AEW. This is on you, Tony Khan. This should show you that your creative decisions, something needs to be changed.
And that change might be you, Mr. Khan. Get yourself out of the way.
Down.
Yep. The only thing that could save this is if she comes out on the next show and pulls off like a really good promo. But that means somebody has to write that, which they don't have. So it's going to be a huge fucking fumble. Like, gross.
Do you remember she came out for, I want to say it was a War Games, one of the first women's War Games, and they dressed her up like Gigi Dolan, basically, but even more dominatrix-like.
Yes.
I think that it just reminded me of the dominatrix that used to zip tie my nutsack. She looked just like her.
She was a nice lady.
Yep. That's my favorite thing.
Yep.
So
balls.
It's essentially this gimmick, hyped up for a PLE War Games, and the average version of it with the backwards hat and the sunglasses, and she comes out and just looking at the crowd.
Looking like she shit her pants.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't understand what that gimmick is.
You can see how that gimmick grew into timeless because she got mature and knew how to do stuff.
That made sense.
Why would you go back to being? I don't want to say the R word, but special. Okay.
I mean, she's got like the football makeup. Is that what it is, or is it a sticker?
Yeah, I don't know.
She a Young
It
fan?
made no sense before, and it makes no sense now, even more, because you had a good character, and you're going back to like a short bus person. Like,
Oh yeah. Does anything make sense with this company?
no.
You know who you should have fight her and just
Hmm.
beat her up and turn her back into timeless? Is Lola Vice. Look
Yes.
at that badass. Such a badass.
Yeah.
Fighting since birth. They put
You
her
know
out
what I
there.
think? You know, come to think of it with Tony Storm. So cringy friggin' Mercedes there came out and said she was the one that was bringing women's wrestling global. So maybe she went and gave Tony that idea. And this is how they're bringing women's wrestling global.
Wow. That's just
take.
brilliant.
Hot take.
I mean, he's gonna have to hire some writers to write some really good vignettes for Tony right now. After this, I don't even know what to call
She
this
got jumped
decision.
and hit by somebody with a baseball bat, and now she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Oh
Is that the
God,
vignette?
this is just. Hey, I don't know, but this is bad. Like,
It's better than nothing. An amnesia angle is better than nothing. It's better than no explanation. Well, you'd think, in theory, it is.
Give her gold dust
But does the-
Tourette's.
Oh, that, yeah.
that's like Tiffy Time coming on TV saying, "I'm no longer Tiffy Time." Like, what?
And going back to her very first character in wrestling,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Push her into an electrical box. That's what I want. Have her start spazzing out, you know? Throw her off a cliff, you know?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Say that she had a stroke, you know.
She bought a dodgy pager from eBay.
Yeah.
We love you, Tony Storm. Just not this,
Yeah.
character where you're like a Motley Crue groupie or something in the year
Yeah.
2024.
And I'm not saying it's impossible, right? That they couldn't have got it to work. It's just that you didn't even build anything to it. It's just random. She's just back. It's this. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's
You don't. You don't drop something like Timeless Tony Storm as over as that was.
Does she still have her ass cheeks out on display? In this current gimmick?
She's one of the ones that doesn't seem to do it as much, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't not
She has-
have them out there. You know what I mean? But
well, her fans will still watch her then, regardless of silly gimmick transitions or whatever. If she's still got her ass cheeks out,
yeah,
and she's pulling daft faces, then yeah, her fans will still keep coming back and watching.
big old booty. But it's more like it's a wider booty than it is bubbly. You know, I'm more of a Bubble Bailey fan.
she's got the childbearing hips. Is what you said.
There you go. Yeah. But that will ruin your career just like Becky Lynch's. Don't do it. And then don't come back either, because then, how do you have a baby and you lose your ass? That's what I want to know with Becky Lynch. So she's got to tell me. That's if I ever have her on for an interview, that's the first question I'm asking. How did you lose your you're supposed to get more of one, but she came back and it was gone. I'm like, what the fuck? And then how about Tessa Blanchard back in Impact? Coach wants to know, the world wants to know. Any takes on this? That wasn't what was upsetting the Black IWC, was it, Reezy?
I mean, whatever, if that's what they want to call it.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
It's such
But
a
yeah, I mean, listen. Yeah, it is what's upsetting them, but like I said before, I don't care. I don't care. One thing with wrestling fans is they're quick to take jabs at and judge other celebrities and professional wrestlers for what they have done behind the scenes, but they don't do the same for the people that they like and enjoy. Because I can guarantee you, there's quite a bit of people on the WWE roster that don't got to clean cards. But I don't care, man. If she's gonna make their money and she's gonna bring them something to the table, then go for it. But I ain't losing no sleep at night.
I don't know enough about this story. Like, what happened with her?
So she had something had came out that she was and this is before she was in TNA apparently. That she was bullying some people backstage, like at indie shows or whatever. She had did some racial slurs there was a video came out where she had dropped some racial slurs, dropped the N-bomb a couple times at a wrestler, and that wrestler actually came out and said that Tessa apologized for it and they chopped it up. But I guess, the video, when something goes viral like that, people don't forget.
Damage is done at that point. Wow.
Yeah. And also, I guess during the pandemic, she was the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in Mexico and they wanted her to come back and defend the title, and she refused to come back because of COVID. And they stripped her from the belt, and I guess they fired her. They just let her go.
She refused to hand the belt back as well, didn't she?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She refused to hand the belt back because she didn't want to come back because of the pandemic. So a lot of stuff went on with that, and she was fired. And years later, they decided to rehire her back. So I mean, what else is there to say?
She's an asshole in real life.
Yeah, she's an asshole in real life.
Yeah,
that's the gist. Yeah.
So people are angry, like, you hire this ass,
right?
But they were really pushing her in TNA. She won the main belt. Was it Brian Cage?
Yes, she did.
Beat? Was it Brian Cage? I can't remember which guy.
Well, yeah, actually, it was Brian Cage's idea.
Right. But yeah, that's who she beat. It was his idea for the world title.
Yeah. Yeah, he brought it up in creative, apparently. Well, they brought it up to him, and he was excited for it. So,
and look at it now. It just, for her, it looked great. She beat the crap out of a bloke for a world belt. But for him, he got beat by a lass. No matter how much of a meathead she is, he's twice the size of her. So,
yeah,
it's. I think that's sort
and
of.
Now
like
people are probably like, "Wow, you were supporting a racist."
yeah.
So, I mean,
the thing is, what the thing is with that word. Like, people don't understand, like, especially white people, they don't understand this. And I'm going to break it down for all the white people right now.
Thank you.
This is how this works, right? So if you say this word, right, and you say it in a way towards a black person like this, the reason why it has such an effect is because that word means a lot of different things. It means lynching. We're going to kill you. We're going to hang you. We're going to... you're subhuman, you're, all these things wrapped up into one. So when you go, because I've heard this from elementary school on, but people, why can't I say it? It doesn't, well, it's just a word, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's just one of those things you should know. So it's like the same thing you should know when you like approach a lion's cage. Are you going to go, I don't understand why this lion would get mad and eat me if I go in this cage. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to show everybody that I'm going to do it. And then you do it and you get eaten. You go like, what the fuck? It's like, it's only me walking in the cage. I don't understand the big deal. Well, it's one of those things. You're kind of like, since birth, everybody that's in America, at least, you hear that word coming from a certain person in a certain way. And it's like, that's what it means to black people. It's like, we want you should be dead. It's worse than that in a lot of ways.
It's like anything too. You could say one thing to somebody and they take it one way, but you say it to another person, they take it a totally different way. But it's one of those words, just don't touch.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, why don't people know that nowadays?
Yeah,
like,
because there could be consequences for words. Sure, freedom of speech and all that exists. Go do it then. Be John McClane in the middle of Harlem with the I hate N sign. See how that works out for you.
Yeah, and get punched in the face.
Yeah. So that's how that works, everybody. Okay.
Right.
It's really simple, But if you want to do it, you're so mad, you want to walk in a lion's cage and all this, go for it. You have the freedom to do that, So there. Tessa Blanchard's back. I mean, she went full Hogan. You should never go full Hogan.
I mean,
and everybody's.
I mean, my question is with this partnership with WWE.
Yeah, right.
I mean, is she gonna show up on NXT?
She could.
She could.
Yep.
I want to know how people are really gonna feel then.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be, you know, the thing with WWE is like they're so right wing, it's like insane. So it's like at this point, who cares? Like, because it's really not about the race or racial stuff more than it is the political stuff. The political stuff is like the most hot button thing going these days, and people still in the WWE still doing well. So apparently nobody cares.
Right.
If she comes out on NXT, she should have Hogan as her manager.
That would be
If
great.
you want that heel heat, I mean,
Oh yeah, that's how you bring some heat. That's how you bring some heat.
they got MAGA shirts on, like fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just
Oh
go,
god, that'll be. Woo.
Oh my God, Hansy would fucking lose his mind. I could not imagine. Hansy would just.
If you really want the community to hate you, you really want that here with the picture. That's how you do it.
Sprinkle in a little Hogan.
Oh yeah.
Hogan. And we all know the old timey wrestlers. They're notorious for all that.
Oh
The
yeah.
Ric Flairs of the world, right? And then he's in every rapper's video. There's levels to racism. There's calling names and then there's racism. The reason why I went into that whole lecture about the names is because you're taking your life into your own hands in a lot of these situations. You know,
Right.
not everybody's got. It's just like when you're you're fighting with people and having road rage and stuff. Anybody, you don't know who you're yelling at.
Who's got a gun?
Yeah. You start screaming at somebody, they just shoot you right there. It's like that's how we roll over here, Danny Damage in America. You talk shit and you might get shot. You know? Is he frozen?
I'm here.
Look at him. Where did he go? There he is. There he is.
He was pulling a Y2 just incredible there for a second.
Sorry.
Let's try it. Yep. He's got that old country internets.
Oh man.
All right. So what else? What other stories do we got? So she's coming back, TNA, and people are just gonna have to deal with it. And then Logan Paul, who I hate more than Logan Paul doesn't have to say N-words and all this to make me not like him. I can't stand this fucking guy. He's a scammer. He's a shithead. He says he's retiring from wrestling, which, you know, Tony Storm just did that last week, bro. And we were like, yeah, okay, but you're going to say you're retiring. We're going to believe you. He's most likely coming back. That's the rumor. It sucks. Jake Paul wants to be his manager, his brother there. He's got go away heat. We don't need them. Get them out of here.
Yeah, if they want to show up every couple of months, like that's one thing. But constant Logan Paul, like I'm good.
I understand he gets a promotional push and all this, but I went into this last night before SmackDown, but everything is so fake. These guys are the fakest of the fake. They don't need to be in wrestling. I would rather take Bad Bunny over these guys. I'd rather take Bad Bunny in a dress over these guys.
I'd like to see Bad Bunny beat the shit out of Logan Paul. That's a match I want to see.
I mean, if he comes back, he's got to do some losing, at least.
Yeah.
But I just don't care about the dude. He's a dirtbag. The whole family seems like dirtbags.
Yeah.
And go away. Go away. And if you're gonna have to come back, go full scammer heel. You know, just act like you're go as bad as ever.
Yeah. Be Logan Paul.
Yeah,
Every week he's barking for something new. He's got something else for sale. He comes out with a trench coat and he's like, "Look at my wares." And then he's got a new scam.
I like that.
There's like getting his brother to hand leaflets out to people in the front row while putting a QR code up and be like, "Come on, let's get some money sent."
That's why Bad Bunny would be perfect, because he can come in and be like, "Stop embarrassing yourself. as a celebrity in this game. Like, I'm not doing that. Be beautiful feud.
Yep. I won't mind that.
And
Just no more Pat McAfee. No more Pat McAfee.
Ugh.
It's a shame though, because even Pat McAfee, they picked it up quite quickly, all the in-ring stuff, and so it is a shame. You know, just McAfee's just a bit too much, and Logan Paul's just got all his history of just, like you say, scamming and crap, and that the Japanese suicide forest, and then his little fake apology, and yeah, he's got too much of that baggage, and like I say, it is a shame because he can do some really impressive things in the ring, and he gets it. Yeah, whether you like him or not, you've got to admit he knows where to be and what to do a lot of the time. It's just a shame about the personality.
I'm telling
like
you,
the real life personality.
Yeah, if you're athletic at all, in your 20s and 30s, 40s even, and you can't learn how to wrestle, you can't learn that dance, you're either uncoordinated or an idiot. Wrestling should be easy. It's not like, I know all these wrestlers out here, they try to make it seem like this is like some like I watched Stevie Richards lately. You know, he's got that new podcast online. It's super like professional and clean looking, but it can be really boring at times. but it's really professional and clean. But he goes into things, and I just laugh to myself because he goes into it so deep, like, oh, and this meant that, and this means, it's like, it ain't that deep, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, you just put together a match, you put together an angle, you go out there, you work it, and what's the big deal? Okay, if you want to be a wrestler, of course you're gonna have to learn the dance. So you go to the school, you learn where your feet should be and everything else, and all the rest is just be athletic. Okay, if you are, that should be easy.
The hardest part of it is like the storytelling, the psychology, the promos. It's getting to do that. The athleticism, if you have it, you have it. Yep. You know, like a Kurt Angle he got it right off the bat. I hate to say it, Logan Paul, Bad Bunny. There's been several people, but it's the becoming the whole total package of talent. That's the difficult part.
Right. That's I would assume way harder for everybody else. Like going out there and talking to an arena of people, or even just like a whole club full of people at the beginning, is going to be much harder than learning how to, when you just drill. You just drill things like a body slam or this and that. You drill, and then it just becomes muscle memory. But all the other stuff, you're going to be super anxious and all the rest. But these guys and girls that try to get into wrestling, and they can barely jump or do anything. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not your thing.
Yep. Get out of my life. So that happened with Logan Paul. We already talked about Tony Storm. Here's a question for you and everybody in the audience. John Cena next year, is he going to beat Ric Flair's title record? Do you think he'll drop it on him?
That's a tough one. I think so.
That's tough.
But I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
Do you think it would be good if they did that?
No.
Not for everything overall. It'd be good for him, but I think the audience is going to look at it as that, where it's like they did it for him. They shoved us down, shoved him down our throats one more time, gave him a belt, and I don't think it'd be worth it.
How about he gets close and loses, like a title match?
Yeah. I think that's a better story if he's going to be doing this for months.
Yeah, I could see that happening like late in the year towards the end. And then like the last month will be like maybe all like after the little title thing, like where he goes to break the record. And then it turns into he takes on people from the past or people he hasn't wrestled before.
Right.
And they can really get into that. But some kind of story needs to be built into this whole world tour, for this year that he's going to be doing. If he just comes out and it's like last time here, last time there, last time over here, that's going to be awful.
Yeah.
Maybe he loses,
and maybe he loses, and as a consolation prize, they give him the spinner belt.
Yeah. There you go. Bring back the spinner. I know Carmelo wanted to.
Oh God.
Got something to say about that, Danny?
With the Cena title reign thing, before the whole simping for China thing the other year, I was all on board with like, yeah, John Cena now is sort of like getting close to being a middle-aged man. He's looking at his new fan base. And he'd come home, and I would have said, yeah, he should be taking that straight.
Uh-oh.
Not the.
Oh.
If you look at what Flair brought to business, oh, sorry.
No, you're coming back. I hear you. We hear you, I think.
I know what I'm getting Danny for Christmas.
But
Better luck.
Cena did more for WWE
than Flair. That's what he said.
It's cut me out.
I'm piecing it together right now. Cena did more for WWE than Flair. I like that take, and it's true.
Flair did plenty for the business as a whole. Just gave his life for WWE. Just those years where he was on top, he just didn't have much time for anything else. Whereas Flair did. Cena obviously benefited financially, and he's a big celebrity in that. But he put a lot into the company. So I think if anyone deserves, anyone that's close enough to Ric Flair's title number is Cena's the one that maybe deserves to beat that. Despite
the company
current
did more
personal
for Ric Flair,
opinion.
I believe.
Yeah.
Your turn, Sleaze.
I was gonna say the company did more for Ric Flair, like sending him to rehab like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So
300 times.
paying his bills off.
He said he spent millions just staying alive, and then didn't he wrestle another match after the whole surgery thing, or was that before?
I think it was after, and he looked like he was going to die.
Yeah, he actually did that after. Wow, he did, huh? I remember getting that pay-per-view, and remember he faked having a heart attack and everything. That pay-per-view was good. Karrion Kross was on there.
Yeah. Faking a heart attack.
and right in front of his family in the front row. It was hilarious. They were all like crying, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Jeff Jarrett and Karen were like awful. They were awful to the crowd. It was great. Go back and watch that if you anybody forgot. But yeah. And then, of course, he wants to come back and wrestle again after this. It's like, dude, how many final matches are you going to have, bro? Like, stop it.
He's literally going to die in the ring. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Get a super kick with a guy slapping his knee, barely touching him. He's gonna be like, ah. He's gonna hug Rum right in the middle of the ring.
Aneurysm right there.
The slap really like hurt his ears or something. That's how strong he is these days, probably.
Yeah.
But we still have other things. Like, what do we think about this Gunther, Finn, Priest triple threat for the title? I believe tonight is the night that they give this to Finn. They really whoop things up. It's Finn, Liv, both will have titles for the Judgment Day. They need them.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther doesn't need it. Priest doesn't need it at the moment. They can still be battling, without the title. Finn can be, taking both of them on, other people, whatever the case is. But I think that's how they should do it. How about you guys? What's your take on this match? Anybody?
I agree. I think Finn definitely needs the strap more than the other two. Like, Gunther has become so stale, and they need to get him back to where he was on track. So I think, between Finn and Liv having belts, it's annoying, and it's good for business.
Dirty Dom. I think it will create some friction there too. They've been kind of at each other. Gunther's like splitting them up a little bit, giving him the title opportunity like a week ago instead of Finn. But Finn will get his, like I said, probably win. And then who knows? Maybe he'll piss off Dom because, Liv's in his ear like, no, you're the champion. You're the real champion, Dom. You should take the belt from him. You know, ladies love doing that.
Causing the drama.
Yeah. And we talked Livio. Chelsea's going to win. You already know about tonight. And then last night, what was happening? McIntyre takes out Jimmy Uso right at the beginning of the show. Jimmy Uso comes out on crutches. He's all Seth Rollins right now. Broke his big toe or one of his toes. And he's hurting. He cut a real good guy promo, putting the bloodline over. Like, we're the baby faces. That's what he was like doing for about 5 minutes. And then Drew McIntyre snuck him and gave him a claymore to the face. He's taking on Sammy tonight. Of course, we all know he's going to beat Sammy's ass, send him back to the Comedy Cellar or wherever he performs. And that's that really with McIntyre, right? I mean, he's just killing it.
Oh, he's on fire right now. It's great.
And then, of course, Tiffy lost to Michin. She looked extremely good last night for some reason. The whole Christmas present outfit. And that fairy girl, man, Gargano's wife, I can never remember her name. She's been around forever. Candice LeRae. There it is. Keep working, brain. And she's getting in the middle between Nia Jax and trying to split them up. And, you know, she was sneak dissing her like all night long. They can't stand each other, Tiffy and LeRae. So something's going to come of that. And Nia Jax, of course, you know, night off. I guess she's wrestling next week. You know, they recorded 2 SmackDowns last night, so we're getting a taped one from last night next week. I'm not spoiling anything about that because I didn't look. So
I'm sure something's going to come out. Internet can't help itself. So
yeah, right. What else happened last night? LA Knight came out, screaming about the Oompa Loompa. The Oompa Loompa. That thing, the necklace that Solo wears, and he stole from Roman Reigns, the OTC, which is super cringe, the OTC.
What do we want to talk about?
Just like that. Really cringe.
What's going to happen to the bloodline after this match tonight? That's my biggest thing. Like, I think this match was too soon. I don't know.
I think it was way too soon.
Think they need to build up Solo more? Is that who we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just way too soon.
Go ahead, Reezy.
Well, I think Solo has potential. I see it, but it's like something's missing. And they're not giving him too much to work with. They're not building too much into him. Because right now he's getting overshined by his own band members.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And they need to do something about that, because if this guy is the leader of his crew, and there are people in his crew that are bigger than him, why is he even the lead? I think War Games is way too early. That could have, I don't think it hurt him enough, but that could have hurt Solo. But, you know, he still got the win. I think he didn't get the win. Who won that War
in
Games?
Saudi Arabia.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, hopefully they find something to do instead of putting them in the same storylines, segments all the time.
They kind of working him into the mid-card men's thing. So I don't mind that. You know, LA Knight comes out. They've been beating up LA Knight, Andrade, even Apollo Crews. There was an Apollo Crews sighting last night.
Oh,
and he was in
Where's
the ring.
that guy been?
Crazy. So he got involved because he got beat up like a week or so ago backstage by the Bloodline. You know, they're just walking around beating up jabrones, you know, making themselves the bad guys. So I'm kind of shocked that they kept Apollo Crews over Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
I know,
I
right?
agree. Yeah, that was a big surprise.
I mean, when your best gimmick was the fake African thing, that's crazy. That was your best gimmick, and they just kind of stripped you of it, and now we're back at like ground zero, where it's like, okay, you're Apollo Crews again. What's an Apollo Crews? You know,
A jobber.
and I think
That
That's
smile,
true. And he's just
big smile.
Yeah, big smile.
I think Dusty Rhodes named him, and that's why they just won't get away from that name either. Yep. So, LA Knight and all them got mudhole stomped. Solo and Reigns are still arguing over the Oompa Loompa, and Reigns, he even cut a whole promo. He's doing the cinematic stuff. Got Heyman in the background praying to him. And then what else happened? Oh yeah, the whole KO thing that we talked about. So we pretty much already went through all of SmackDown. How about Goldberg coming back? I didn't even see this clip. This was from like a month ago. He was on a college thing and saying, "Yep, I'm coming back next year, and I'm probably taking on Gunther." And they showed a whole video and all this, and I'm just thinking to myself, my goodness.
Oh God, nobody wants to see that.
Why do they want Gunther to get hurt? Like,
Right.
that's my big thing.
If I was Gunther, I'd just say no. Just go back there, say no, or I'll leave or something, because this is going to hurt Gunther more than Goldberg.
You're like, I talked to Bret Hart. I don't want this shit.
Gunther is or Goldberg's is Gunther's favorite wrestler.
It's the shits.
Come on. Yeah, I can't believe that he's coming back again. Of course, I remember watching, this whole thing between Walter. I would keep thinking of Walter, Gunther, and Goldberg. But they're really doing it. I guess he's coming back next year. It may not be Gunther still, but it probably is. And I just don't understand. Is he really that in with like Triple H and them guys, or they really think they can they get crazy monetization from just the Goldberg name? Maybe, but I don't see it.
It's got to be something. It's got to be something in the analytics or something, because I don't get it either.
And they seem to really want his son to wrestle. I've been seeing that story the past few weeks.
Hopefully his son is better than his dad.
Who's teaching him? It better not be Bill.
You know it's Bill.
He's teaching him the jackhammer and the spear.
And the super kick.
The super kick.
Getting super kicked. Yeah, you super kick your head right off. See, Goldberg doesn't need to slap the leg. He'll make that sound with your fucking head. So
I can't see it ending well though, because if Goldberg's going over with that, it's just he's not going to have a full match, so he's just going to make Gunther look terrible. Whereas if they do go for a full match, Gunther's going to kill him. Goldberg can't take a full match, like 10, 15, 20 minutes of getting chopped and thrown about now. He doesn't know. He still doesn't know how to land properly because he never had to deal with that. Goldberg, that is, when he was coming up, because he just mowed everybody down. So the Undertaker match showed fragile. He's huge, don't get me wrong, but just drop him on his face, let alone his head, and it's just going to fuck him over. So I can't see it ending well. I understand why it's happening, money, but it's short-term thinking.
How hilarious would it be if Goldberg squashed Gunther?
Not at all. I'd be so pissed off.
I would have to laugh though. I mean, if he came out there and squashed like the most dominant guy we've seen like the past couple of years, oh man,
he's just pretty over as well as Gunther. So sorry, it's pretty over. So Goldberg comes back, kills Gunther, who's really over, just like Goldberg killed the Fiend, who was really over, and then before that he killed Kevin Owens, who was really over. So I could totally see this happening. Poor bastard.
It's the only way to sell him. You can't sell him any other way. He can't work.
It's true. And then we have Charlotte's coming back, Becky's coming back, Alexa Bliss is coming back. I guess a lot of it at Royal Rumble. I'm good with Charlotte, not so much Becky. I'm good with Alexa Bliss. Need to see her again. And then also Lana is coming back to WWE. That's been a rumor I've been seeing out here.
It's going to be interesting to see Lana do anything by herself without Rusev because we've seen how that turned out for her the last
especially.
time she was around.
Several times now in different
No,
companies.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, she showed that she need her husband.
Yeah, definitely.
They need
could
each
just stick
other.
with somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, is Rusev still with AEW or is he done?
I mean, he's still with AEW, but he hasn't been on TV for over a year. They've just got him sitting at home,
That's what I'm
which
saying.
is sad.
He went home. He just went back to Bulgaria, and that was it.
Yeah, Tony Khan's just collecting wrestlers.
Yeah, for them to
Like
sit at home.
toys. Yeah, like toys.
Yep. So
There's action figures.
let's name some names. So Rusev's at home. Ricky Starks is at home.
Ray Phoenix is at home.
Ray Phoenix. There's another one too I saw recently. Mac.
There's a couple.
What's his name? Mac. Big black
I
dude.
don't watch it.
Oh,
Because they just stopped him from working at GCW.
yeah. Willie Mack.
Willie Mack. Yes.
Yeah.
There's more than that. There's some other ones too.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot I want to stay home.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks.
And AEW is, they're hurting, man. And I showed that video last night of that little girl, trolling Tony Khan, getting him to sign that Ricky Starks poster. It's just, Charlotte,
I
though.
didn't see that.
No, it's
You didn't see that?
fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Check it out. Dr. Huge show last night.
Yeah.
But it was quite something. He was like, "Oh, let me sign. Oh, you know what? I don't want to sign that though." And then, but I think he ended up writing a little something on there.
Yeah, he looks so awkward.
Yeah, he looked like Tom Brady when I met him after he won that first Super Bowl, and I stuck a helmet right in his face because I'm like, "You're not walking past me," because I know he was known for that. And then he like scribbled on the top of it like this big. But hey, it's his signature. You can't say it's not. But if I try to like get it like authenticated, then they're gonna be like, "That's not his signature." It's like bullshit. It ain't. I stuck it right in his face. So at least I know it's real. And what else do I have here?
That's all that matters.
Yeah. There's been candy cane. There's been cocaine out here in the Indies. I never seen gain though. There's an actual gain, GAY. Get it?
There's a cocaine too.
Yeah, but gain does the this, and then he goes like,
What the fuck is this?
he's a like rainbow cane.
Oh,
He's LGBT stuff.
oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great.
And there's
So
also a blue cane,
Mm-hmm.
and there's also a cocaine.
Cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's everybody's favorite.
It's just bad.
How has Tony Khan not signed cocaine yet? Jesus Christ.
Right.
How has he not?
Pay him
That's
$2
a
million
match made in
a year.
heaven. Yeah.
Yep.
Having
Give
that
him $2
hand all the
million.
time.
He'll wrestle on a rampage, and then he'll sit home for 6 years.
Just blowing coke.
Yeah. $2 million worth of coke for cocaine is a lot. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, just a side note. I'll fight Pat McAfee. I'll fight Helwani. I'll fight Rosenberg, and I'll fight Sam Roberts. I'll fight them all at the same time.
Wow.
I just want to put that out there. I'll fight all of them, guys. I don't like any of them. They shouldn't be in any of those spots. We should take all 4 of their spots. How about
You
that?
think?
Yep. It's ours now. We're coming for those spots.
Yeah. Better content, fuckers.
I mean, Peter Rosenberg is smaller than the women he does the shows with on there. Like, way smaller.
Yeah.
Wear some high heels or something, dude. The problem is you're too short to be on TV. You're too bald to be on TV. Yeah. So
There's too many. There's so many of them now. And they've even got people like waiting in the wings. I forget his name, but he used to do video game stuff. And then he went onto the network and was doing This Is Awesome. And it wasn't awesome. It's just,
No.
and he's fucking awful, but I can't remember his bloody name.
Hey, I'm on my way out.
No.
All right.
I spit on them.
Yeah, but there's so
They're a
many,
bunch of-
and
They're a bunch of fucking chuds too. I mean, we're a lot better looking overall.
Sam Roberts, really? WWE? Really? Pat McAfee and his 80-pound head? His head is so big.
It sounds like he smokes more cigarettes than the sleaze too. So I mean,
Yeah. Or he just got released from a 2-hour chokehold. And all the fake excitement. I don't mind like people getting like I like Booker T's fake excitement.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But this Pat McAfee, his fake excitement is just cringe.
yeah, it's way overboard, annoying.
So I'll fight all of them. And I hate how he's like so over when he's got that voice and that head. And he was a punter in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like I get how the NFL, the WWE drools over NFL anything or pro athlete like anything. It's like, ooh, he's a punter, bro. You're drooling over a punter. So I get Gronk, bringing Gronk in and being like, oh my God, Gronk's here. He's like the greatest tight end ever. Or you know, LT back in the day, or Dennis Rodman in WCW. He's Pat McAfee, and you guys are like blowing him harder than anybody else. Stop it.
No, and his show is fucking terrible too. He's way overexcited in that too. It's like, calm down, dude.
Yep. It's a bad version of the old show that we were doing. That's what they stole all the what's. They're whatting their heads off. You know, they're talking to my coach, Bill Belichick, every week. Get the fuck out of here. Like, who let you guys do all this? I should be more mad at them, really. Triple H. Get your head out of your ass, guys.
So many of these new shows, like, literally stole our shit. Like,
true story.
It's disgusting to listen to. You're like, yeah, we did that. Still doing.
You guys have any more wrestling news or anything going on? That's basically it for me. That's all I had in the most of the week here.
You know,
Anything else?
that's about it. Other than people trying to get out of their contracts with AEW. To me, I just kind of feel like you guys signed these contracts.
Yeah, you got into them.
You got into them. Now get out. And if they were smart, here's how I would do it. I don't know what it's called, but all you got to do is, if you really hate being there, just tell Tony Khan to say, hey, man, if you release me from my contract, I will sign a deal where I can sign with anybody else but WWE. Because to me, it just sounds like WWE is a threat to him, and he doesn't want any of his guys, and he's scared for any of his guys to go there. Just say something like that. Because he's not going to, if you say I'm going to a place like NWA, he'd probably laugh like, I don't care.
Who has better content, by the way.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
They really
But other than that,
yep, for years too.
Do you realize I was reading like a bunch of financial stuff, not to get into that shit, but AEW in the 5 years it's been out has not pulled a profit yet.
No.
And Tony Khan will come out and say, oh my God, we're right here with WWE. They have not pulled a profit yet.
he probably spends more money than he's making.
They're spending 55% of their profit on talent.
Wow.
As a company that's not making profit. So just think of that.
Sign us, Tony Khan. Let's go.
Right. I'll take $2 million.
Come on, let's go.
I'll sit at home.
I got I got a fire to start with all the cash you're gonna give us.
We'll come up there and book you a show.
Yeah, no shit. Us four could book it perfectly fine.
Poor Tony. I'm telling you, the idea of having a split brand show for him, for all the talent that he has, he could be actually using it and pumping them up on each and every show. That would be so much better. It would be so much better than this. So with this grab bag of who knows, Orange Cassidy and the boys this week and Orange Cassidy and the boys next week. And it's like, okay, that stinks.
We're going to have John Moxley in the back freaking out and grabbing his dick.
Wow. I mean, I tried watching again this week, of course, took the notes and all this. And after hour one, I kind of just was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to watch it like everything else. But like WWE, I tend to remember that a lot more than the AEW stuff. Or I was taking like actual notes so I could be like, drill it into my head. Like, what is this and what's going on? I really still didn't care. It's just the way it moves. It's just, I don't like it. The whole, and I like silly stuff too. Like there was a whole Bandito promo where I know of this wrestler. He's like a Mexican cowboy or something, and they have the whole cowboys and the vignettes, but it's like goofy and comedy. And I'm just, what? I don't know. I don't know about this stuff, guys.
How many cowboy gimmicks are in AEW? For Christ's sake.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody's got a cowboy.
God. Yeah.
You got Cowboy Jericho.
Jericho is just the shit. This guy, once upon a time, this guy was somebody. He was the GOAT. And now when I see this guy in the ring, it seems like somebody that needs to retire.
Yeah.
Lace the boots up and let it go. Because he's looking bad.
What are you laughing at, fuckface? Shut your mouth.
You're looking bad.
He looks like somebody's drunken uncle from a trailer park.
Oh, yeah. And that's just me telling him. I hope he hears this. You're looking bad, bro.
Yeah.
It's time to lace it up.
Yeah. But I think at this point, he doesn't care. He's just going out there just all fucking fat and cowboyish. And
he looks like Vince Neil.
I mean,
Vince Neil
his wrestling career is looking worse than his band that can't really, sell a record to save their lives. But just saying.
That slap fest he had for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
What was that?
Speaking of records that can't sell, go pick mine up right there. Available everywhere, folks. Did you get it yet, Reezy? Go get it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely better than a Fozzy record. Golly.
I have some songs. I made a whole song with that Judas song.
Yeah.
What do they call them? Spoof songs or whatever?
Yeah.
I got
the best song he's ever made in his life.
And then I got one for Cody Rhodes, since everybody really likes that song. So expect a few bangers coming to you, everybody out here. I'm going to have to figure out how to maybe find like an 8-bit version or something and then I'm going to sing over it beautifully like an angel.
I remember when he used to get a pop and a crowd would sing his song. Now it's crickets. Nobody cares anymore.
Poor Jericho.
Nobody sings your song anymore. Best song you ever wrote in your life. Fozzy, other than that, I mean, Fozzy's a flop. His wrestling career is a flop right now. He needs to retire because he's hurting it. He's hurting his legacy.
Yeah.
And I remember he was using that song while he was a bad guy. And it probably would have been a better idea to use a different song when you're a bad guy. And then if you're a good guy, at some point you bring it back, right? So the crowd sings along. So why the crowd singing along with the bad guy?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yep. Are you still there? You frozen, Danny? Yep, he's frozen. He looks like he's taxidermied or something. But
he's actually dead. We got old clips. We're just plugging in the audio.
Oh man. Yeah, we need another 5th member next week. I'll be on that. We almost got Y2 Just Incredible without the E today.
What the hell is he doing?
He's on playing Dungeons and Dragons, he said.
Oh, what the flying fuck? Seriously, Justin.
So, Dungeons and Dragons over the greatest radio show in the world. You got to check your priorities, sir. But I mean, that is a Y2 Just Incredible without the E thing to do.
I got to get him on the phone. Like, D&D? Seriously. Do that shit on your own time.
He's moving over there.
Huh?
That's all right. We're going to wrap this up soon anyway. Anybody have any takes on anything else before we plug in and all that?
I think we covered it.
We did our thing today. Everybody subscribe. to the best wrestling podcast on the planet right now, right?
That's right.
We're not even. Matter of fact, we're not a podcast. We're a show.
And it's not a
right?
wrestling podcast.
Right.
This is
right.
a comedy podcast.
This is a This is a show.
Right.
Your favorite show.
Shit.
It's what
good shit.
Diamond Dallas Page himself said that. He said that he's like, you don't do a wrestling show, bro. Don't ever market it like that because I'm a marketing genius.
And then he yelled at the sleaze for being out of shape.
Yep. And smoking. He really did. Remember, he was like all mad at us.
And I quote, he said, "Are you really
yoga.
proud of that, sleaze?"
Yeah. We were talking to Diamond Dallas Page years ago, Danny, and he was like mad at me and the sleaze because we didn't work out and we and smoking and drinking, and he was all like, I can't, like, he was like almost like a dad. He was like, what the, like, come on guys, really?
No, he really said, and I quote, he said, "Are you really proud of that?"
Yeah. Well, like, look at us. We're doing a fucking. This is like the first couple of months of doing the radio show or whatever.
I know, right? We're like the four pillars, man. What they saying they do? We're the four pillars. We're the real four pillars. Because we started this, and then a lot of people stole our stuff, and a lot of people doing what we started. So
that's all right. You guys can all try to do it too. It just won't be as cool or as good or anything. But keep up the great work out there. All 1 million of you other wrestling live stream podcast things. I'll tell you, I got to start making clips because that's all that people want to see these days, at least up front. And then we got to gain the audience back through the clips, and then they watch the lives. Because doing the live thing instead of the clips, for anybody out here trying to do this, it don't work like that. They don't count the watch time so much for lives than they do watch time on other stuff. So it's just a little hint there.
We got to get like the kids and get on that TikToks.
Well, I'm on there. I got 5 followers. Go follow me on TikTok, everybody. Full 5 followers. I actually have a bunch of stuff up there already, so go check it out. And that does it for me. I mean, I already plugged my stuff. We got the greatest album in the world right there. We got this right here that you need to subscribe to, especially on YouTube. And follow us all on X. What are you doing? We're all on X.
Absolutely.
We're all on X.
And if you guys got here by my little promo videos that we've been putting up, look up on Instagram and Facebook, Higher Love Creations. I have a person that does all my promos and helps out the show and all that.
Very nice. Anything from you, Reezy?
Nothing at all. Follow me on X. Spooky Suplex.
How about you, Danny?
Twitter at Blunt Damage, or X, sorry. I'm with you on Tuesday night. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. And any of you guys have any free time in the weeknights when I'm doing the show? Just ask for a link. I'll send you a link. And all the people out there listening in the future and stuff, same deal to you guys. If you got something to say, you want to call in, it's as simple as getting a link from me on the X machine. So, all right, good job, everybody. And that does it. I'll talk to you guys 7 p.m. Monday night again before Raw. That's the next time you'll see Dr. Huge going live. Until then, you may see some clips up there. Check out the shorts, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Chicken leg. Chicken leg.